Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Good day. News about Snowden is probably going to be released and coming back to the United States. Other things going, but there's so much more to all this that's going on. We have no idea. But here goes.
Parades or restraints? So Q is asking, is Snowden a hero or is he a criminal? Should we have parades or should he go to prison? Brackets bold 2019 Q. Post 3022 gives us everything from post 3021 and says connect the dots. At Snowden released code words NSA keys. At Snowden travels to Russia. Shadow brokers release actual code NSA keys. Shadow brokers originate in Russia. Can you make the connection why at Snowden went to Russia? Safe. Selling info to Russia via the CIA. Can you make the connection who provided the source code to shadow brokers? Well, first of all, what is a shadow broker? The shadow broker is a hacker group who first appeared in the summer of 2016. They published several leaks containing hacking tools from the NSA, including several zero-day exploits.
Things.
Specifically, these exploits and vulnerabilities targeted enterprise firewalls, antivirus software, and Microsoft products. The shadow brokers originally attributed the leaks to the Equation Group threat actor, who had been tied to the NSA's Tailored Access Operation Unit. The shadow broker is an individual at the head of an expansive organization which trades in information, always selling to the highest bidder. The shadow broker appears to be highly competent at its trade. All secrets that are brought and sold never allow one customer of the broker to gain a significant advantage, forcing the customer to continue trading information to avoid becoming disadvantaged, allowing the broker to remain in business. Q says define spook. A spook is the agent tasked with erasing an issue, differing from a spy. A spook does not exist on paper anywhere. They are black op kites. At moment's notice, they can be cut loose with absolutely no repercussions on an agency.
So these spooks are very interesting, black op agents, and what they do. All this espionage and all these terms, it's unreal. It's mind-blowing.
Define shadow. Someone who travels behind or pursues another. Spy, a secret watcher, someone who secretly watches other people. Do spooks hide in the shadows? Yes. Stand strong, Gina. Q. Let's move on to post 3023. Gives us everything from post 3022. Q says, who was agency director from 2012 to 2016? Well, Brennan was actually the director of Central Intelligence Agency from March 2013 to 2017 of January. This is in brackets and bold, all caps, agency director. Under it, it has John Perry Barlow, caps, bold, kill brackets. Well, John Perry Barlow, he was the founding member of the Electronic Frontier Foundation and the Freedom of the Press Foundation. Q says, how did we know prior to? So Q saying, how did the Q team know that John Perry Barlow was going to be murdered? Most likely because of the Keystone and Angel Fire. Dropbox, which was used for Freedom of the Press Foundation, was compromised by the CIA. Q.
Compromised by the CIA. All this espionage that's going on. And this John Perry Barlow, he was killed because of some leaks that were coming out, either instigated by the CIA or manipulated by the CIA, and it ended up costing his life because he knew too much, and they didn't want him to be a loose wire, and so they just snuffed him out. Pretty sick.
Post 3024 gave us a Twitter link, and this is from Snowden. It says, note, Gina Haspel participated in a torture program that involved beating an innocent pregnant woman's stomach, anally raping a man with meals he tried to refuse, and freezing a shackled prisoner until he died. She personally wrote the order to destroy 92 tapes of CIA torture. After Trump congratulated Gina Haspel becoming the CIA director in 2018, Snowden went after her, trying to discredit her. The question is why? Well, Gina was a Russian expert. She was also stationed in London. She was the London station chief. She most likely knows everything about the Uranium One, Spygate, and what Snowden did. Q says,
Now we need to understand that what is Snowden trying to protect, and what did Gina do or know that could implement him and others in these corporation scandals and in the CIA scandals, in Uranium One and other corporation scandals. This is all connected, and who knows what, who's vulnerable, and who would leak anything and who wouldn't. I mean, what an espionage game. It's a deadly game. It's not just a play game. This is a real life and death situation for those that do know and those that don't know, who can be implicated and who can't, who is safe and who can't, who can be killed. Think about what this involves as far as leading officials in the CIA, Congress, Senate, presidential people, FBI, directors, other people, the DOJ and other leading government officials. If any of this is accurate or true, there are many people in the higher up parts of the government that are implicated in and involved in these illegal matters.
banking on Hillary Clinton to win. Yes, Snowden was banking on this. Q says you never thought she would lose. Q says banking on Brennan to bring you home. Yes. You never expected a new director to be appointed. Agency.
So all this political election involves Snowden and whether or not he's going to come back. And Q is saying he is coming back home, but he banked on Hillary Clinton to win, and she did. That's not so good for him. Anyhow, Q is telling him, we know all this stuff that's going on, and you're going to be coming back home. So how is Snowden implemented in all this, and is he going to prison? It's going to be a very interesting year, to say the least.
Rogue elements still in control of operation? No. Gina, ex-UK division, open attacks. 3UD-HG. Q says to Snowden, and all this whole conversation is really to Snowden, not to the Annans. What do you have left to sell to Russia to retain your safety and security? Most likely nothing. The people that were keeping him safe, feeding him info, they're now gone. He is alone.
So people feeding Snowden info, they're now gone, and he's alone. He's going to have to come back one way or another and face the drums. Very interesting stuff. We're going to leave it here. This, like I said, these X-22 reports are getting better and better all the time. This declass, these arrests, or truths are activated. It's going to affect a lot of people this year and the coming year, 2020.
Q says, welcome home at Snowden. Q. So it looks like Q is telling us that Snowden is going to be brought back to the United States. Post 3025 gave us a post from January 27, 2018. It says, at Snowden, the clock is ticking. How's Russia? Mr. Contractor in brackets, Freedom of the Press, John Perry Barlow, gives us a link to freedom.press, secure drop whistleblower, question mark, secure drop with an arrow, clowns in America, nobody is safe, Q. Down below, it says John Perry Barlow, posted January 27th, 2018. John Perry Barlow was dead February 8th, 2018. Reconcile. This is not a game.
We're going to end it there. John Perry Barlow got caught in a very serious trap. He evidently knew some information the CIA didn't want out, and he ended up dying in February. This is not a game. Again, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana, and thanks. Excuse me, thanks to X22 Reports. This is very interesting. The books that are going to come out on this stuff, the movies that are going to come out on this stuff, the future is going to be unreal. And we'll see how powerful the CIA and NSA and other groups in the military and in the government have been, and knowing all these things and manipulating the general population and controlling people with information and even killing people with information. This is all connected. As we connect the dots, you'll see that none of this is by accident. Again, it's Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day.